Christianized
bullshit.
thought.
Western bullshit. Here's Capri. This is the morning Ra. You can see the Ankh. You can definitely see the huge skin that they tried forever to tell you. First of all, they lied so much. They were evil. But they weren't black. But they see, lies, you know. Just anything to stop the truth of where they stole all their Bible stuff from. This is original God. Sorry, let me show you something so you can understand this. You see this? This is the square that Asar is sitting on. Okay? You can see his white garb that Jesus stole later. Talking about he was a baby wrapped in swaddling clothing. This is the headdress. I mean, this is the mummified God is what you're looking at. This is the clothing of someone who has been mummified. This is the risen God. Risen from the dead. The story they gave you of Jesus Christ is his story of resurrection. Same thing happening on earth right now with me. You can see the ankhs every damn where to show you what we're talking about is regeneration and immortality. They have the right to sit on the square. You can see the square, symbolic of their righteousness as king. This is Ra, Capri, early morning sun. Early morning sun with his counterpart slash brother slash self, Asar. Look at the squares. They both sitting on the squares as rulers. The earth rulers, sun, ruler of the universe. There's the squares right there. A little one and a big one. Plus one there. And then, I mean, just to show you the royalty in there. And then the Europeans come down and try to claim this masonry for themselves and call it Freemasonry. But why does it have to be called Freemasonry? Was there someone that was not free? Yeah, the black ones that they incarcerated and enslaved and stole the knowledge from. Should be no doubt now where the wings of my eye come from that you see on your dollar as the eagle. What doubt do you have now about the wings of my eye? Does that look like some Jesus stuff right there? Well, we got the sun this there in the middle. This is Capri. I already know who that is. It's the sun. The early morning sun. It's Capri in the morning, Ra, Harakte at noontime, and Atum when it sets below the equator. And then it turns into Asar. And it stays Asar until it comes all the way back around again and turns into freaking Capri all over. And as you can see, his head is still black from the way he is when he returns from the underworld, from being Asar, which is the God of the perfect black, right there. This Atum, which is the same God, because you can see the hat. Atum Ra Patah. This is Asar's like grandfather. All right. But remember, they're all the same personifications as the same overall personification, different attributes. Atom being the overall atom of all things, like this, the sun. Did you see that? Let me show you. Look at this. Okay, the God meaning the sun. Now look. See, the penis is coming from the navel. Not the regular place, but as you can see, it's sustaining life force to the earth. Now, here's these black people here, loving their Jesus, okay, and they black, and this is what they getting to survive from the sun, life force from the sun. See, fed to them from Atom. But then they get down here, with the white people get them this foolish lie about what's God and everything, and then you try to get them back to their story of self before we became enslaved by these treacherous ass people, and they just want to hold on to, you know, the Adam and Eve story. When you can see we all is connected by the navel cord. That's why it's up at the navel and not down here in the groin where it should be. See the connection? Everybody on the earth is connected from the umbilical cord that comes from the mother. Do you understand? Even though this is a man, he's showing the connection at the navel to let us all know that there was no such thing as no man having a baby from his rib. If that was the case, why is everybody on earth got a navel? If the first baby that was born came from a man taken from his rib, there would have been no need for a woman to start birthing babies with umbilical cord. The fact that every person on earth has an umbilical cord, it should be proof to sustain that the normality of birth on this planet came from the female, with her sustainment to being the umbilical cord. Now, as you can see, here is the universe. So picture, we got the God. I think that's this right here is the God of the heavens. Her name is what is it? Newt. I think it is. It's Newt. And then we got Tefnut, Shu. How does that work? Let me figure that out. Okay. Shu and Gab. Gab is the earth. Alright. And then you got Shu and Gab. Okay, remember I told you that you have, first it was raw Adam. Alright, and then we got Shu and Tefnut, which is the parents of Asar and Aset. And then you have Geb and Nut, which is this one right here is Geb right there, and this is Nut, and this is Shu right here, and these two are Kanun right here. These are the builders. Like this is the God Kanun. He is the one that sits at the potter's wheel and formed man. So as you can see, there is Geb on the ground, which in this case is male. He is male, shows the melanin of the black soil. Okay, that's why his skin color is that color. Remember, this was all Kemet. All black people are aware of their blackness. So they made him black to represent the earth. This is Shu, which is air. Now, the myth goes that these two were in a constant embrace with each other. They were so in love with each other, this is Nut, the daughter of Tefnut, and Shu. This is the sky, which is the universe. Not really the universe, but the sky, which is the universe, because it has no limit. And this is the earth. So the earth, Shu, was in embrace with this night goddess, Shu. And they were in a constant love embrace, and there was no space in the middle of them. So there was no room for interaction, thus having no room for growth. Like what happens when you leave an empty, dilapidated building over the earth, there's no room for growth. So what happened was the God commissioned that Shu, this person right here, come into the mix and separate Nut from Geb. And that's the reason why you can see her arms as if she pushed Nut up. These spots right here represent the many stars that we see in the sky at night. And what happens is the way this story is told is that when the sun rises, it rises, and this will be the equator right there, I guess. But when it comes above the equator, it's consumed in her body, and then it passes through her body like this, and then it comes back out. So what they're saying is that in the morning she consumes the sun, and at night she gives birth back out, meaning that when she comes here, when the star passes under the underpass, it's a star. When he comes above the equator, the people down here looks at that as if the sun has been consumed inside of her. So it's gone to them. That's why they don't have no more light, because it's in this side. And the light is inside of her up here now. But when it comes back through down here, this is inverted. You see, as to where her mouth is right here. Remember, a mother above and a mother, what's above is below, which means is this sky up here is also got to be inverted and be down here too. See, you got to invert it. So the same thing down here. So when the sun passes through here, and come out there, there's another month right here going under the equator for it to go right back into. So that's how it works. So the sun is constant pass inside of Newt, and even when it's on the other side of the world, when it's in the state of a SAR to the people up here, it's still encapsulated in the sky. You understand? That's the way that works. And then again, Shu would be the same medium, whether it's here or there, because the earth, whether you're on this side of it or on the bottom of it, it's the same personification as though with these. Okay, because this one right here would still rotate enough to keep the separation. You get what I mean? Whatever position the sun is in, this Shu will play the role out as well as these gods will, to keep the separation, the balance, the abiding principle of how things work. That's the reason why homosexuality is such a rampant tool of the European male, because he knows that that stagnates balance. And anything that stagnates balance stops regeneration. And that's what his whole method is, death. That's what he causes to everything, is death. That's his whole purpose for being here, is to produce death. That's the reason why there's wars and famine and pestilence and poverty and incarceration and hospitals that won't help you, abuse of power. Everything that's negative and detrimental is a part of their silly, as far as getting rich and making everything else perish. That's what they like to do. Let's all live well while we kill everything else. You understand? And it's not just a complexion, it's a common ideal. It's ideology that's been put in all of us from the brainwashing we received in the school systems and the cemetery churches that we go to. It's got us all. We're all in deep shit. All of us is just confused about everything. That's really the truth about it all. Then of course you come with this beautiful picture. You can see the Uteris serpent, meaning the bird too, meaning knowing, the vision of the hawk, the wisdom of the snake. That which encompasses all what we're talking about. 360 degrees of knowledge. You could, you know, this snake knows all because of the flickering of his tongue. He can read the air molecules and tell what's what. Now look at this beautiful picture here. Now you can see the sun disk in the middle. Okay? I think that's a scarab beetle inside of there. But it definitely looked like the shell that we saw in the clouds. Now look at these colors. Alright? You see? And you can see how beautiful they are with synonymous. The green for a Sar in there. And then of course the two serpents for the goddess, a Set, and her sister Nephbet, creation and recreation. How's that, huh? And what do we have here? Ooh, what is that? I don't know what that is, but it's beautiful. It look like it might, oh, it's a sun disk with a serpent and a big arm. Wow, look at that. Where is that at? Wow, I never saw that before. That is amazing. Look at the sunlight, what it's doing. Wow, that's beautiful. I wonder where that is. Let me turn this up.
You feel Shu brushing against your skin because Shu is the air. These things exist. Now, whether you want to say they have their own individual consciousness, I mean that's up to you.
Yeah, they do.
But these things exist. These
right.
are real forces and elements that they're talking about.
That's right. They exist.
These gods, quote unquote, exist.